and gentlemen, my name is Soichiro Takashima, Mayor of Fukuoka City. I am very happy to have been invited to the Happy Summit and to be able to meet you all. I am also grateful to have been given the opportunity to speak. Yesterday, I got surprised that everything here is innovative. This building, this festival, and people. Then I asked myself if my speech would meet the idea of social innovation. But being a young mayor like me is already quite innovative for the society. I hope you think so too. And now, with a population of approximately 1.5 million and located nearly 1,000 kilometers away from Tokyo, Fukuoka is considered to be the central city of Western Japan. Historically, the city developed at the bridge between Japan and other Asian countries. Even today, it is the hub of the air and sea transportation between people and goods coming in and out, thus becoming one of the most vibrant cities in Japan. Fukuoka has been recognized by the UN Habitat as being an extremely livable city and has been a model for the development of other cities in Asia. Of the 20 cities in the Asia Pacific with a population between 500,000 and 1.5 million, Fukuoka is widely regarded to have the optimal balance among the living experience, education, public transport, safety, business economies, and being eco-friendly. Furthermore, a number of prominent public publications have evaluated Fukuoka as being the most livable city in Japan, taking into consideration the various global affairs, business, and culture. The British publication Monaco ranked Fukuoka as the 12th most livable city on the planet in 2013. When considering only Asian cities, Fukuoka ranks third behind Tokyo and Hong Kong, respectively. The American magazine Newsweek chose Fukuoka City as one of the 10 hottest and fastest growing cities in the world. A recent survey of local residents showed that 95% of Fukuoka residents are satisfied with the city. A further survey asking business people who had to move around Japan often for work showed that Fukuoka was the most livable city in all of Japan. So why is Fukuoka such a livable and vibrant city? That answer lies in what happened over 50 years ago. Fukuoka City was the first city in Japan to implement a master plan to develop the city. Many Japanese cities in those days were heading for industrialization. Fukuoka, however, chose instead to strictly control urbanization through its master plan. Why did Fukuoka choose this different path? It was because Fukuoka City decided that by emphasizing the importance of greenery and water, it could develop a sustainable city that made its residents happy. The international airport, harbor, and central station are all located within a 10-minute distance from the city center and are all connected by an efficient public transportation network. Currently, nearly 50% of the population's commute time is less than half an hour, with minimal congestion and traffic jam that would be expected of such megacity. Furthermore, the master plan called for the development of the city by nature, the plan strictly obeyed urbanization in places other than flat land. In doing so, nature has been preserved even in the city center, and because the populated areas are flat, an estimated 250,000 people use bicycles for their commute to work. Instead of building large factories in Fukuoka, the city developed its commerce industry. Through people coming and going, the city has become a vibrant city that residents are happy to live in. In revising its master plan 25 years ago, the city set forth a plan to actively engage in international exchanges. At the time, it was very rare for a local government or citizens to push forward international exchange in Japan. Fukuoka held a large exposition in order for the public to understand what international exchange was. As basis of the exchange, awards were established to honor those with significant achievements in the Asian culture. Furthermore, in order to develop local residents' education, academia, and culture, our museum was built, which is perhaps the only one in the world that continuously collects contemporary and modern Asian art. The reason Fukuoka became such an international city can be found in its 2,000 years history, as having been a bridge between Japan and the rest of Asia. As a result, Fukuoka was the fastest city to become internationalized and multicultural. Through tourism, trade, international students, and international businesses, the city is continuing to grow as a center for people goods. For the first time in 25 years, I was involved in revising the city's master plan last year. You may be asking yourselves, why did you need to revise such a wonderful master plan? Over the past 25 years, world has come to realize the serious problems with the environment and the importance for the sustainable city. I felt that the city needed the vision to make a sustainable city of the future. Most specifically, we aim to become a model city that is clearly Asia's forerunner in striking a balance among people, environment, and urban development. There have been plenty of plans that balanced urban development with environment, but I thought it is crucial to add in the people aspect in order to attain sustainability that works for Fukuoka. After I made it clear which direction I wanted Fukuoka to head towards, we took a year to develop a detailed plan. By harnessing advances in recent technology, we were able to collect the thoughts and ideas of over 10,000 residents. We did this by using Facebook and other social media to ask people questions and to collect their answers. Through these communication methods that benefit this internet age, we gathered approximately 500 people to be in a workshop called World Cafe. We broke them up into small groups of 4 or 5. We then changed the group around repeatedly, which helped us to clearly identify what kind of topics were discussed most frequently in this World Cafe. In the modern age, where residents' values were becoming increasingly diverse, nothing could have come out of dictatorial style of leadership. Leaders of the modern era must decide on direction to lead their people and let them decide what works best for them through asking and collecting their opinions. And this master plan proposes not only urban growth, but asks first and foremost, what would make the residents happy? What can we do to make the city more livable? And how can we be a sustainable city that serves as a model for the world? Therefore, we must answer this question. What exactly are people, the environment, and urban vitality? First of all, when we talk about people, we must make a city that implements universal design. For example, as you can see in the picture, the gap between the train and the platform of Fukuoka City subway station is only a few centimeters wide. However, we feel that there are limits in maximizing the use of hard infrastructure. So when we thought about what sustainable moves we could make, we decided to harness the power of soft infrastructure. For example, when considering the future of our children, we hope they will be educated to be considerate of others and create a city where residents help each other, which will lead to sustainability. Next is about the environment. Fukuoka has always focused on the area of waste disposal and water. Fukuoka City developed its own unique Fukuoka method in the easy creation and speedy reuse of landfill site. Usually, waste landfills are located outside of the city centers. However, the Fukuoka method takes advantage of bacteria and the power of nature to quickly turn landfill into lush green areas. In doing so, they can be constructed close to the city center, and completed landfill actually improves the cityscape. The Fukuoka method has been implemented in areas around the world with Fukuoka City's cooperation. The next topic is water. Of the major cities in Japan, Fukuoka is only one that does not have a large river running through it. We have experienced many droughts over the years. Therefore, we developed a method to turn seawater into fresh water. The desalination treatment center located in Fukuoka is the largest in Japan. In order to minimize leakage in the water pipes, inspections and repairs are constantly underway. In doing so, Fukuoka has achieved the lowest rate of leakage in all of the world. As a comparison, the rate of leakage is 9% in Los Angeles, 27% in London, and 33% in Bangkok. And for Fukuoka, it is 2.6%. Furthermore, by treating the already used water, it can be reused. The local water reclamation plant is the largest in all of Asia. In addition, we have repeatedly educated residents and increased awareness of the importance of water. In doing so, 95% of residents realize there is a need to conserve water. In such a way, we have been able to tackle and overcome our various water-related issues, not just through hard infrastructure, but also soft infrastructure. We hope that Fukuoka City initiatives act as a good model to follow. Fukuoka City accepts training requests and inspection visits from abroad to introduce not only waste disposal and method of water use, but also the initiatives for senior welfare and urban design planning. The primary reason I am so strongly involved in such programs and initiatives is because I want Fukuoka to be a city that makes its residents happy. Furthermore, I believe that by sharing our city development initiatives with the world will become a happier place. Let our successes be your successes, so long as it makes everybody happy. Taking up the third topic, urban development, I should introduce you to an industry, academia, and government collaboration, and that is FDC, Fukuoka Directive Council. Rather than thinking only of the government, when I became mayor, I decided to call upon industries and universities, unifying all of Fukuoka in the vision of strategic growth. Many projects have grown forth through the FDC, whose objective is to think and do. This project is at the core of the future plan for Fukuoka City Center. Unlike the scale of the national government, the local government have to operate on limited fiscal budget, working through the consensus of the residents, and to have to overcome various senses of entitlement. All of these factors limiting the progress of the project. In order to overcome these hurdles, we had to implement FDC. This council, comprised of industry, academia, and government, that considered all aspects of the region, has two benefits. Firstly, its authorization and speed in implementation of projects are amazing. The government can be quick to authorize a project, but is slow at implementing the plan. On the other hand, the public can be speedy in implementing a project, but they cannot authorize a regional project. Through the government and the public sector working together, they work with one another in an exponential manner that bring a futuristic plan to reality. The second benefit is the authoritative strength the project have for all players and investors. Instead of limiting involvement to the government, local players come up with projects that involve their residents. In doing so, large firms work with smaller local companies to extend their reach to investors. Furthermore, because their plans are detailed and clearly outlined how the region will be improved, companies and investors can operate with a peace of mind that encourages the project to move forward. In such ways, I have emphasized and worked with many people in order to create a master plan for the future. The world's environmental issues are a common problem shared by people across the border. However, a city that pursues environmental protection in an extreme way will be a stagnant, degenerating city that is difficult to live in. We believe that a happy, sustainable city requires harmony among the people, the environment, and the urban development. Fukuoka is becoming a model for sustainable city, and its ideas are spreading across the world. This is our vision for a sustainable city of the future. Thank you so much for your attention.